Wonderful video.
Wonderful video. Fantastic video.
Yeah.
So
I
excited.
get more snacks.
You need more. I need more booze. That's what I need. Yeah. All right.
I got some booze for my birthday.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
Anyway, let's get going. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 277. Why Beauty is Killing Cinema, which is an interesting title to be to say the least of what's going to be happening in this 25-minute video. This is done by the Cinema Cartography. It came out a few days ago. Has about 42,000 views. This is a almost 500K sub channel with comments disabled. And this is not a negative video. It's not a boring video. It's got a lot of likes compared to dislikes. So I'm not sure what the mentality is of the creators to make videos like at all, but it's obviously to talk about cinema in an artistic way, which already to me is going to be sounding very pretentious. So,
yeah, but do not discuss our opinion. You can like our opinion, but do not discuss it.
Right, you can't.
It's more because everyone just kept putting the N word in the comments. That's why we disabled it. It's nothing to do with
Like if you go to the actual video in like if you want to search it, there are, I don't know, 36 timestamps for every single video they cover. So they are just throwing movies at you, and you're like, oh, here's a beautiful movie, and the premise of the video itself is to say that beauty is killing cinema. And you're like, why are you showing me all these great movies that look good? Why is that killing cinema? Unless he has a grand philosophy at the end to explain all this, but.
Yeah, I just brought that up because when I visited the media classes here at the Arts Uni, let's say discussion of what was shown was encouraged, but let's say the docent or professor didn't much like you saying anything negative or questioning anything about a piece that the presenter, whatever rank, was presenting. Like I remember this one time was a very flamboyantly gay professor, the standard, almost stereotypical, and what he showed us was just a video of an artist that he liked very much, and he had made chairs out of shopping carts, like that, so that they looked very like 80s metal props for action horror movies. And then he said naked, ugly people onto them and filmed that. And that was that thing for, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes. And the students all pretended to talk very intellectually and detached about it, but everyone was just uncomfortable. And yeah. I don't know if you want that in cinema instead. I mean, here our local cinema, especially when it was still run by Flebbe, had a I think it was a monthly thing, queer cinema, and my cinema friend, we went in a relationship, but we both needed someone to go to the cinema with because alone is just boring. You want someone to talk about shit.
So you mean your friend?
Yeah. Well, my female friend. She always wanted me to come to the queer cinema with, and I said no, because I know what's running there, and it's usually just sexual crap from my point of view. Because I think the most normal thing that ever ran there was Brokeback Mountain, and that's it.
Wow.
Everything else is mostly smut.
We didn't play that time travel movie, Titanic.
Smud?
Smud with a T, I think.
Smud. Oh, that's the German pronunciation. Okay, never mind.
Whatever. Yeah, it's not. It's. I don't know.
If
you want to see ugly cinema, I'd say watch queer cinema, because that's either it's super colorful, oversaturated, or it's BDSM stuff, and that's not necessarily aesthetic. You can do BDSM in an aesthetic manner, as we see on the thumbnail here. That there's an aesthetic to it here, but I don't know. There's lots of fucking ugly movies, and Hollywood seems to be pretty good at just casting the most blunt, uninteresting women imaginable these days. And man, even with sex scenes, and that's where it's every Hollywood movie and TV series that we currently have seems to need a mandatory sex scene at some point for some reason, but they still don't get rated R because it's just then super tame. So it's like soft porn, and they're all usually bland and emotionless, no chemistry, boring lighting, boring camera work, and then you have the occasional gem. And I was absolutely baffled to stumble upon that, because this week I watched the Highlander movies.
Oh my
one
God.
per day. Yes. Oh my God.
Why would you watch more than one Highlander movie?
And by more than one, that means the first
Morbid
one.
curiosity. I mean, I know I will not watch the Dragonheart movies. Wolf inoculated me against that. Before he talked about them, I didn't even know there was more than one.
Yeah, no, it's like there's one. Oh, there's sequels. I don't know how to say that you're wrong, but there is no sequel to that movie.
Hey, there was Patrick Stewart in the Dragonheart sequel, so I don't know.
just because Patrick Stewart's there doesn't mean it's good.
That is true. But back to the
those days are long over.
Yeah, but back to the Highlander. And in case anyone wants to watch him, you can watch 1 and 3. You can add 2. 2 is broken, because it's time travel nonsense, but you can still work that into this one timeline bullshit. 4 and 5 are just don't. They break everything. They're badly shot. They're badly cut. The audio's bad. It's acted bad. It makes even less sense. The law is even more broken. Just don't.
When your actors there's a worse Scottish accent than Christopher Lambert. Who's French, by the way. You've got a
problem. But anyway, the gem I stumbled about. And by the way, the 80s things in the 80s movies, or 1, 2, 3, even the effects look better than in the 2007 one. But that aside, what I stumbled upon in Highlander 3 was a surprisingly good-looking sex scene. It was aesthetically shot. It had emotion. It had chemistry. It had sensual movements. It was actually sensual. It was like a little piece of art. It wasn't just, and I don't know what people get out of. Honestly, I don't understand that, because maybe I'm just a hapless romantic.
That was your hands then, wasn't it?
Yes.
That's okay.
And yeah, but
I'm just making sure.
The thing is that scene. If just and I know it sounds ridiculous what I'm saying, but just for that scene, watch Highlander 3 to learn how to shoot a sex scene properly, because that is like playing an instrument. That is love, and everything, and that is if Hollywood, if you think you need to include stupid sex scenes in your fucking movies, at least do them right. Otherwise, just leave them the fuck out, because apparently you don't even know what love is, which doesn't surprise me, because you're full of pedophiles.
Well, that's what happens when you watch Highlander 4. So.
Isn't one of the Highlander games?
The Highlander 4 had... Dude, I counted. Highlander 4, I think, had 8 producers. 5 had 11, at least. And it was a Harvey Weinstein movie.
Oh.
So there you go. The scenes are so pretentious and badly cut. It's unbelievable. It's like a film. It's like a bunch of film students ejaculated over the editing room. And just no one stopped them.
I don't. It was like no one stopped him. No one could. They were just too powerful. Too much ejaculation. We can't stop it, Captain. Just.
Oh yeah.
I mean, your random video essayist could edit a movie better than this shit. Yes. I stand by those words.
Then my Highlander movie would just have the Soviet national anthem playing over all the fight scenes, and I'd just be like, "Oh my god, yeah."
Well,
there can be only one.
We don't even talk about a Highlander 5, so that's.
Hey, Lambert at least
I
can pull off that
forgot
line.
there was a Highlander 5.
I know. That's good.
I watched that today. I just had to share the pain. I had no idea what I watched. 1, 2, 3 are just at least by themselves 80s action cinema schlock. But 5 is it was just pain.
Can we
everything the audio of that movie is everything's done in post. At least half the lines are all spoken off face. I don't know what the term is. And when you speak a line but you don't see the respective actor, the respective actor's face, like you see just the back of him or something, and it's all in full volume. It's not positioned audio. It's not to the scene. Then you have these horrible, these stupid slow-mo effects that are done really bad. I think it's for the effects purpose. And but the actor is speaking at a normal speed, and it's just, what the hell is this? Everything is wrong.
Are we talking about Highlander films or the Zack Snyder cut? Because
I don't want to talk about Highlander films anymore, guys. Please.
The Zack Snyder cut is leagues better than Highlander 5. Leagues.
This I agree.
And it's less pretentious.
Oh,
the Snyder cut is less pretentious than Highlander 5.
Well, okay, but Highlander 1 is pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. First Highlander.
Yeah, one is good. Bit cheesy ending, but
we all have to admit.
All in all, it's a good. It's a good thing.
If more Egyptians were like Sean Connery.
Yes.
Okay.
Good thing.
The name's Shmashire. I'm from Egypt.
All right.
The Scottish accent fool you.
Well, let's not go into bad English accents by referencing the Highlander films.
It's not even a bad English accent. He's meant to be Egyptian. It's Sean Connery.
Yeah, okay.
And it's
great.
Like
a personal attack or something.
The most Scottish Egyptian I've ever seen in my life. We can continue. Oh, I'm a lot happier now.
So, as long as you're not referring to Zardoz, I think we're on the same level. So, okay.
Hey, don't diss on Zardoz. Zardoz is cult.
Zardoz is a cinematic. It's a masterpiece.
You should watch Zardoz at least every 5 years and Krull every year in the summer.
Just
on
remind
the
yourself.
Day of the year, you should watch Krull.
Just remind yourself the gun is good and the penis is evil. That's all you have to think of.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway,
no, really, yes. watch Krull. If you haven't watched Krull, watch Krull.
Oh yeah, Krull. Krull is good. Yeah, Krull is.
Anyway, let's get on with the video, folks.
Liam Neeson in it. That's a strange thing.
Here is Cinema Cartography, as his channel is called. And again, 25 minutes, so we'll take some time. It's very pretentious, so let's see what he has to say.
I've seen Highlander 5 today. You can't shock me anymore.
Okay.
Welcome to the Cinema Cartography.
Oh, she's French?
Oui.
This is so French.
The piano music. Oh no. 2001. Oh no. Are we pretentious enough yet?
These are definitely art students.
Yeah.
If we're like, is this pretentious? Is it pretentious? This seems a little bit French. Oh god. We can handle pretentious crap. These might be French. Oh, God.
You're already too late.
Did you pay a license for this?
Yeah, I'm going to get demonetized instantly.
I mean, for the music.
Hello.
Hi.
There's a lot of red here.
That was American Beauty. Oh yeah, there's a lot of red in these shots. It's a theme.
The search for beauty in cinema is endless. Time after time, filmmakers display their array of instruments of beautification, great compositions.
Okay, I'm already offended by the grammar. It's just beautification. Come on. It's a director.
It's art students. They talk like that.
Oh, okay.
They don't know grammar. They don't know their own language. They just write shit, and they don't know how to use spell check if they hand in papers.
Like, if they didn't speak English, they wouldn't be our students.
I don't see the Wizard of Oz as a beautification of cinema. That's silly. It's like, come on.
This is a theatrical play that they put up cameras on. You can call it cinema. This is a very old version of it. Yeah. This is not Metropolis.
All right, let's go.
Cinematography and mesmerizing color palettes.
You mean like a painting?
From blockbusters to art house films, there's a demand for cinema to look polished. Hollywood spoon feeds a hygienized and inoffensive version of the reality of life.
Well, no. What the hell did he say?
No.
What?
There's a demand for things to look polished. And for that, I always bring up the difference between Star Trek and Star Wars. Star Trek is polished to the point they have carpets on their ships that seem to be dust-free. Everything is perfect on a Federation ship. And it looks clinically clean to the point it is immersion, at least questioning the immersion for me. It looks like, and the Orwell goes beyond that in that everything looks like an Apple product. Star Wars, on the other hand, is gritty, is dirty. You have all the cables and hoses on the ground. You have smudges on the ships, on the tech. You have your fuel leaking somewhere. The same goes for the Alien movies. They're gritty. They're not. You can use polished in the sense that you get a scene across the way that you perfected it to look the way you want it to. But I don't think that's what he means here. What he means here is the clean look, and the clean look is not what everything goes for. Someone's maybe doing a drinking game, but this is also where we can bring up modern anime versus 90s anime. 90s anime was gritty. It was dirty. It was all the hand-drawn stuff, especially if you look at the sci-fi stuff. That all had this realistic dirt level. And today's stuff, starting with the mid-2000s, I would say, what came after that is more and more use of CGI, starting with backgrounds at first. And that was all super clean. Like they didn't put in the effort to put some dirt in it. It was just rendered stuff with boring, clean textures. And that all looked artificial and lifeless.
Well,
and it depends a lot on what world you want to portray. Where artificial cleanliness is the right tone and where it's not. Madoka did that well by putting these things in the same world.
Well, let's actually consider what he's saying about beauty, because he could be saying things that he finds traditionally beautiful, like a beautiful woman or a beautiful scene, like a sunset, as opposed to things he's attracted to, or considering a gritty, disgusting spaceport in a Star Wars film, which looks beautiful because he's looking and considering it as a detailed level for a spaceport. So there's all sorts of levels and context of the term beauty. And in order to have a proper argument or discussion about these topics like aesthetics, you have to say, what is your aesthetically pleasing term? What does it mean? What does it mean to be this thing? and he just says, these things are attractive or these things are beautiful. And you're like, what does that mean? Because you're showing us all this stuff. And guys, there are 36 or so movies he's going to show us, which all have different contexts of beauty. And I don't know what he's trying to say when he does that.
Before we get further into it, there's one thing I observed with art students and media, in especially of these past of the time I was at visiting that uni, and you can see that throughout the past decades as well. And that is that old art is trying to capture beauty. That's the classic stuff, or the essence of something. And what these types of art students do is try to tear that apart. They look for reasons and justifications, or just have the pure goal to tear it apart. And it's like a dogma that beauty is bad and we need to get rid of it. Whether that is born in jealousy or part of the we need to tear culture down, I do not know. But it is a thing that they obsess with. And this is maybe the drive behind this. We may find more out about that later in the video. Yeah, but they seem to be antagonists to beauty. Not that they really objectively make a case or believe that beauty is a bad thing, or in this case, killing cinema, but rather that they have chosen this as their dogma, and it is, and now they're just operating with that basic ingrained truth, their truth. This is their reality.
Well, so long he doesn't.
So they're not questioning whether beauty is actually bad. It just is, and here is how it's affecting something.
So long as the presenter does not utter the word, not only is beauty killing cinema, it murdered it, I think we're okay. I think we'll at least not go crazy.
I think it was the lockdowns that killed
beauty,
cinema.
It was beauty with a candlestick in the pantry that murdered cinema.
Oh,
I thought the lockdowns were killing cinema.
That too, but mostly beauty. Okay.
Yeah, bad writing killed cinema. Let's be honest.
Here's Mr. Wide and Nerdy. Thank you, sir. The flat, boring sex scene started as a way to deglorify sex and portray it as a raw, basic act, but it's been memed to death and now means nothing. Are we talking about Highlander again? Or are we just talking in general?
No. He's talking about sex scenes in Hollywood movies in general, and that would explain that. Yeah. The reason why behind that, I would have to guess. However, the Highlander free sex scene is a contrast to this. Is that's an actual good one, and give Highlander 3 a watch. It is as watchable as Highlander 1. You can skip 2 if you want. Then it's less tismy. Or you can just watch 2 after 3. Then you have a somewhat consistent timeline thing. I don't know.
Just nothing with Adrian Paul. You're fine. Everything's good.
Yeah. Oh my god, that guy's bad. Holy shit, just
watch Highlander 1 and then just imagine nothing ever happens ever again. And it's a wonderful standalone.
Yeah. That works too. That works. You can watch 3. It's a solid enough thing, and that scene is good.
Treat Highlander like The Matrix, a series where you wish there was a sequel.
Yeah, that's good. You could do such amazing things with that whole idea. But they just screwed up everything.
Just keep in mind, there is a Highlander animated series that went on for 2 seasons.
There was a cartoon. I didn't like it.
The design of McLeod was stupid.
McLeod's design was stupid. But anyway,
there's a cartoon of Rambo. Remember that?
Yeah, it's a cartoon of Men in Black and Godzilla.
Oh,
and
yes.
I mean the what was his name? Roland Emmerich Godzilla?
Yeah, the 98 one.
Yeah,
I was just waiting for the animated series of The Green Door, to be honest.
Yeah. Anyway, but we're talking about sex scenes here, yeah. So watch Highlander.
Oh, sorry, I'll not bring up kids' TV shows. Don't worry about it.
just for the counter example to how you should do a sex scene, if you have to do one, if you think you have to do one, and compare that to anything else you see slammed in your face because Hollywood thinks that our series needs a sex scene, otherwise the audience will not be engaged.
That sex scene was pretty good.
That was my issue with the Expanse. That series worked without a sex scene, and then once Amazon took over, they inserted one in what was that, season 4 or something?
They had sex in season 2. They had it in season 2.
Of what?
Really?
Of what?
Yeah.
What's this? What is this?
Must have forgotten it.
What show is this?
The Expanse. You've never seen The Expanse, Hawk?
Yeah, but usually
No, I've never seen The Expanse, no.
That is perhaps the best sci-fi show we've got in the past, I don't know, 10 years.
Yeah, up until I'd say
right.
you watch it until Amazon takes over. Before that, after that it's questionable.
Okay.
Watch the usually what these Hollywood shows do, or the US shows, is that in the first episode of anything, you have at least one sex scene, and for the rest of the show, you likely won't have another. And this seems to be some kind of producer trope that we have to have one to catch the audience. And it's just always super bland. Halt and Catch Fire did that.
Sells.
I get that.
Yeah, but I don't think...
Boob, tits, arse, sexual gratification.
No.
Oof, ah,
Okay. Yes.
No.
Masturbate.
No, number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
If my dick's not hard, watching a TV show, I ain't interested.
Yeah, I cannot believe anyone's dick or anyone's pussy, anyone's dick gets hard or anyone's pussy gets wet from the scenes these people are shooting. And the women,
I want
not
people's
sexy.
pussies
They
to
don't
get
have
hard
tits.
and the dick to get wet.
They're flat as boards. So who the fuck gets a hard on flat as board women? Unless you're maybe a pedophile or something.
Why
I don't know.
are we talking about this? I'm just...
Why are we talking about
I
this?
do.
Yeah, why? Yeah, to be honest with you, yeah, why are we still on about this? Wisp, you've gone on the right tangent.
Dude, you keep tangenting off of my tangent.
The video.
You keep tangenting off of my tangent, and then I have to try to
Yeah,
get it back so that we can at some point
Yeah,
get back
because
to this stupid video.
I'm just making a joke, Wisp. That's why.
It's okay.
Let's just
Okay,
keep
the
going.
problem with arts, the
Right,
problem with
right, beauty.
with film,
There's a lot of
with film
problems.
students and uni is that you are bombarded with sex crap all the fucking time, and it's not the aesthetic sex crap.
Okay.
It's
I agree.
it's just oh god.
It's a corporate
Right.
decision.
So
It's a corporate
so we
sex
can
crap.
we can
You will come across less.
It's the institutionalized sex.
disgusting
It's Disney.
sex crap
It's
on
Disney
a
sex
fetish
crap.
site than you will in media classes.
Okay. Well, I've never been to media class.
Maybe I'm just traumatized. I don't know.
You probably are. It sounds like it.
Anyway, let's get on with
Right,
the video.
beauty. Let's go on with Ryan Gosling. So,
Time to grow. You know, I have a steady job. This is what I'm doing. And now all of a sudden, if you had these problems, I wish you would have said them earlier before I signed on the goddamn dotted line.
I'm pointing out that you had a dream, that you followed, that you were
This
sticking
is
to.
the dream.
Of violence, of pain, of decay.
You bring it up to
Whoa.
Anthem.
Whoa.
What, you guys like that movie?
Through cinematic makeup, everything is made bearable.
This is Kill Bill, right?
Everything is made
Oh,
harmless. Beauty
all
for the
movies
sake
gonna have
of
blue
beauty,
stuff in it.
even
now.
if it makes the message a tad more empty. Even if it makes the film a tad more dull. Even if empty beautification is killing cinema.
Dude, no.
Oh, so it's empty,
just-
empty beautification.
No.
Then
Wait,
is what-
rewind
This
that
was
a little bit.
Not
complete.
beauty.
No, this was a complete empty assumption, allegation. There was no substance in this sentence. This was a claim without meaning.
So he showed a bunch of movies that had specific kind of clips that apparently were bad or attractive or beautiful, and those are
He claims.
bad.
Yeah, go on.
No,
He claims
No,
that
he was-
claims that making a scene beautiful takes out its meaning, lessens its meaning.
no. If you go back to those clips, the first set of clips all have red. The next lot of clips all have green, and the final lot of of clips have blue in it. So it was about the colour thing.
No, that's just the aesthetic playing around, feeling good about themselves.
John Wick.
Yeah, no. But that's why. But that's the only reason those clips of those films were shown in that order.
Yeah, that is right. I agree on that. Yeah.
Red, green, blue. It's the what's the colour thing called again?
The color wheel.
RGB.
No, it's not the colour wheel. It's like the
spectrum.
Because it's the red. It's
primary.
The red, green. It's the red, green.
Secondary.
Yeah, the red, green, and blue thing. Smudge, you're just saying words to me. I can't remember what it is.
American flag.
No, but there's something about those three colours. It's
primary.
Well, green
additive, subtractive
primary.
model.
Smudge, I can't remember what the word is.
I'm trying to help you with.
What letter does it start with?
I think it begins with an is it like Omni thing? I can't remember.
What's the idea behind the word? What are you trying to get at? Like, what's the concept you're referring?
It's like it's like a. It's like a different.
Do you mean the primary light colors or the primary pigment colors?
Yeah, it's I can't remember what it is. It's also in with like the Dragon Age series as well, which is really annoying me because they do it because it's blue for the Warden, red for Hawk, green for the Inquisitor, and there's a certain word for it. I just can't for the life of me.
It sounds like they're attributing a color to a character. Is that what you mean? It's like I'm associating this hue with this person or this instance or this scene or this setting or
yeah. It's gonna
like mood lighting
on the tip of
how mood lighting
it's on the tip of my
has like if we look at the tone of what was that video we watched about the movie we don't really care about, it was the emancipation of a certain Harley Quinn. They showed a scene in the back where she's walking down the street and part of the street is lit blue, the other side is lit red, and that was a consistent theme throughout or motif throughout the entire movie.
You actually watched that movie?
No, I didn't, but that's like from the trailer. Like that's what we saw. Plus, the guy who we saw the video with, or who did the video, showcased these color schemes. You're like, oh, it's an entire color palette geared towards those colors.
Yeah, that's what.
Tone, feeling, mood.
A chromatic arrangement.
Okay.
Or something like that. Let me just Yeah, no, the primary additive colours or colours of light are red, green, and blue. Yeah. So what it is it sets up a it's what people use to like show difference between characters, difference and stuff. So it's really weird. It's like it's on TV Tropes, so that's where I found it.
Okay, all right.
With stuff, and I'm trying to figure out what's the proper one because but we can carry on.
Okay.
But there's a certain reason why they use red, green, and blue. It's something that like connects to the audience, and it's Anyway, carry on.
All right. Okay.
It's annoying me. I'm trying to think of the word.
What did he say earlier in the video? Did he say beautification is killing cinema?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Well, let's just rewind because he changed. Yeah, he changed his title essentially.
All right. Yeah. Thanks.
Makeup. Everything is made bearable. Everything is made harmless. Beauty for the sake of beauty, even if it makes the message a tad more empty. Even if it makes the film a tad more dull. Even if empty beautification is killing cinema.
I have no idea what he's basing that on.
When you make something beautiful, you're making it inherently attractive to the audience. If you show me a supermodel, if you show me a cute kid, if you show me a hot car, I'm like, ooh, that's attractive. Now, you could show me an ugly person. You could show me a broken car. You could show me a building fall. And that's going to attract me in another way. but not as a result of beauty. I'm going to be stimulated by, ooh, look at that building collapse. That's cool. That's all the rubble and all the details of a structure coming down. That's a lot to watch because you don't see that too often. You're always stimulated by destruction, by what happens when something collapses. So
it's about. I think that the better term would be aesthetics and not beauty.
Well, this is the problem.
You can have an ugly character,
an
ugly person, in the right scene with the right atmosphere, the right lighting, and it will look engaging.
Right. Well,
and you can't take your eyes off it.
Right. This is the surface level of things on the idea of visualization, not so much the description in a book. Like I can do the same thing in a book, but I can do it a lot faster on the movie screen or the TV screen or a picture because we have artists to do this for us.
I mean, look at the works of not Royo, although he has a similar style, but he does more sexy things. The works of H.R. Giger, the Swiss artist who made the groundworks for the Alien xenomorph design. That is aesthetic. The alien in that movie, the xenomorph, and you can see his other works. It's very ugly things, but there is an aesthetic in them that draws you into the pictures.
Yes.
And I would not call this. So you could never call this a beautification at all. That's insane.
Right. It's taking
I would say.
Artistry and saying this is a thing which can be visualized in a creative way, which takes elements of things which are stimulated, like light and shadow and form and figure and composition and balance and all these things that are properties of things that we use to associate beautiful things like pictures and paintings and portraits. And with Giger, he's combining organic compounds or ideas and shapes with metallic ones. And he's making all these mouths and eyes and organs. And it's like, whoa, that looks freaky, because we are turned off by seeing the opening of a cadaver or a dead animal or this or that. Like, wow, that's the internal organ.
He does much worse things than just that.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen a lot of his art books.
Look up as well after the stream. Look up his works on Google Images or something. There's some very disturbing things on there, but they still look aesthetic.
Yes,
and that is the art in it. And there are often messages in these things that of course some you have to come up with yourself. Some are more obvious.
Oh yeah. Like that's the unique beauty of people, because people are never going to be perfect. Obviously, there are some men and women who are top models or top actors and actresses who are like Tom Cruise has this chiseled face. His eyes are perfect. His teeth everything's like neatly fit in there. But we look at characters like Miranda Lawson.
But he's only 3 foot tall.
Yeah, he's very tall.
He's not even perfect.
Yeah, no. Visually, I mean, in structure. But we're talking about like artificial characters, like we say Miranda Lawson. Her face is not. Her teeth are not perfect. Her lips are. Her space between her nose and her eyes are not. Like there's all these imperfections.
And what's his name? I keep forgetting his name again. Who played the dumb cripple in Name of the Rose?
Oh.
Super famous guy. He was in Pacific Rim, if it helps anything.
That narrows it down completely. Yeah. No.
The guy with the very distinct face that should be ugly, but is just
the guy with the unforgettable face who whispers forgotten. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, okay.
Well, he's not talking about Sean Connery, so don't worry.
Not Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Fuck you.
Right.
Not Christian Slater.
No.
Not Chris. There's in Pacific Rim. Idris Elba? No, Idris Elba was it? No, he's not in that. What else was he?
Is he black?
What else was he in? Was he black, white?
I think
blue,
he's
purple?
Italian. Let me just check.
You haven't got Smud confused with no joke.
Well, it's an old movie, right? I saw it a long time ago. It's a good movie, but
how dare you do not know?
Are you sure this person was in the movie?
Yes.
So,
What the
okay,
fuck? This is
what
not
other movie? What other movie was this person in?
if I could remember names, man.
People in chat are calling it Ron Perlman.
Yes, exactly. Ron Perlman. Thank you.
Okay.
Wait, are you? Wait, what? Ron? Yeah.
What?
You okay, Hawk?
No, it doesn't matter.
The guy who
It
plays
doesn't
Hellboy, right?
matter.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, I know who Ron Perlman is. I'm just. Never mind.
All right.
Anyway.
It's fine. I'm just gobsmacked by Wiff's inability to remember Ron Perlman. Also, has he been in
I do
anything else?
remember Ron Perlman. There are years where I know his name, and then there are times where I don't.
All right.
Or is this just one of those?
I haven't
years?
slept much for the past 3 years. Okay.
Ron Perlman never changes. We get it. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just but that's what I mean with he is not beautiful. He is German word would be markant. He has a very
I beg your pardon.
he has a very distinguished face that is not ugly.
I'm just saying. Markant sounds
What?
like something someone from Yorkshire would say. Markant.
Ah, now I get the pun. I get the pun now. Okay.
I was like, I beg your pardon, Wes. We don't have that sort of language on this.
Believe it or not, he was also in Highlanders, just so you remember. Anyway.
Dude, that movie just it was. I'm surprised they didn't get an aneurysm from that. That was, oh god.
Okay, let's go.
Anyway, let's keep going.
E.T. Some other Bjork? What? Don't know
But
what
this
this
is not a manifesto against beauty in itself. For beauty can be a great tool when used in the service of a strong concept.
Okay.
What?
In search for a cinematography that speaks of story,
Fuck
emotion, and technical excellence.
Lenin's head.
Show me the fucking ugly monument of Lenin.
It's Lenin's head, everybody.
We still have one of these
service of a
in
strong
Chemnitz
concept.
about Marx.
It wouldn't be
In search
a
for a
YouTube
cinematography.
essayist about a Lenin.
We have to watch this again. Sorry.
Okay.
It's not a Smudcast without some form of communism somewhere.
Somehow, yeah.
Why can we never escape it?
Oh boy.
I don't know. It's all the time. All the time.
Niemand hat vor, eine Mauer zu bauen.
If it's not an anime about Marx, it's a movie about Lenin.
But it's just it's all the time. No matter what we watch, somehow communism, Lenin, it always pops up. It's always there.
That speaks of story, emotion, and technical excellence, masters reach for the imagetic sublime through the use of visual abundance.
Okay.
Films like Ulysses' Gaze use aesthetic iconography to transform the way we see beauty.
That's it?
Okay.
All right.
Hero
This is a
utilizes
landscape
beautiful
shot.
cinematography to reaffirm its storytelling.
It's Hero, yeah, okay.
It's the marching army, okay.
And the Tree of Life engages with the universal sublime through the microcosm of a family life.
Okay, so he's using the term the sublime as a noun, not an adjective, so I'm assuming he's referring to something outside of beauty, because another word for beauty is sublime. It's just a bigger version of it, I guess you could say. So he's talking about another concept of what we thought he was talking about, which is beautiful things, objects in cinema, like a beautiful actor, or like this, the beautiful water and the horizon and whatever. So he's talking about it as an idea that's heightened. It's the greatest horizon line, or the most attractive thing, which is attracting us to whatever the story is about.
All I can put
So
together
how's this killing cinema?
from the premise is so far that he's saying that beauty is only justified in cinema if it makes the message stronger instead of weakening it.
I guess. But isn't that the point of hiring an actor or an actress who's attractive in the first place? Like, you don't get Joe Blow down the street.
Yeah,
Can you
but
act in my film? I
already disagree with the notion that beauty is lessening the messages of the movies he's shown, like especially in Avatar, the whole insane level of beauty of that planet, of its nature, is supposed to be driving home that the humans are destroying this beauty. It's like this hyper extreme contrast. So to use that as an example for the beauty is diminishing the message is,
yeah, like
that's retarded.
When you get a really good casting of like Margot Robbie as playing the lead role in the Emancipation of a Certain Harley Quinn, or you get the Man of Steel casting, which is fantastic. Like they got really good actors in those films. It brings out
great actor.
Yeah, it brings out the story. It brings out the narration. It brings out the dialogue much more. The problem is those stories suck. So it brings out everything that sucks more. We're like, oh, this is so bad.
Yeah, because you do sort of go, wow, these actors are really good, and they've been given a lot of crap, and they are really trying their best.
Dave, Martha.
Yeah, when you have like Kevin Costner, that's a perfect casting to play Jonathan Kent. That's absolutely perfect.
Yes.
Same with Russell Crowe. Perfect cast. Like, these are absolute perfect. Like, they did the job, and they had the whole. Well, okay, maybe not with Russell Crowe, but with Jonathan Kent, they just completely ruined his character, and it shows so much because he's delivering his lines very well in these scenes where he's trying to tell his son it's okay to kill kids. You're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, he's only talking about visual beauty, visual aesthetics, or just beautiful aesthetics.
I'm sorry, just can't go with the fact that the line "maybe you should have killed him" is like.
I would not expect him to talk about acting quality or anything like that. I think he'll be solely focused on visual.
In that context, I would say when you put an actor into that role, it's not just how they look; it's how they sound, how they act, how they look, how they move through a scene. It's all of this. It's not just because I don't want to be generic and say, well, they just hired a bunch of supermodels and a bunch of huge blokes, and here's a superhero movie. It's like, no, that's not really how you do it. But it's a good start.
Yeah,
it's a good start to get one really big buff guy and one really tall, sexy girl and a bunch of cute kids.
Yeah, but that's called the Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah,
we don't talk about that.
Is that how that works? Okay.
Yeah. Well, have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Yeah.
They literally just hire buff guys and hot girls.
All right. With guns and cars, yeah.
Guns and cars. It's like
there you go.
Damn physics.
Damn sexy cars and the sexy wheels. And, damn it! We'll make a ninth one then. Fine.
All those M4s and AR-15s they're wielding. Oh.
I still laugh about the fact that the very first. It's been Fast and Furious has gone for that long. The very first movie is about stealing DVD players or something, or like VHS players or something like that. It's really weird when you actually watch it.
They're going to space! Yay!
Yep.
They're gonna fight Thanos.
Anyway, let's go.
Masters know that appropriate cinematography isn't always beautiful. It isn't always a synonym to a polished look.
Okay.
In Gummo, ugliness highlights the struggles of life itself.
Okay.
In Eraserhead, the absence of colour only serves to foreground the world of dreams.
Wow.
Okay.
There's lots of black and white films, wasn't there?
And in the existential The Turin Horse, image is not made to be easy to consume. but to be endured, to be deeply felt, evoking the reality of the characters' lives to the screen.
Well, that still can be classed as beauty to certain.
Yeah. What's the...
All right.
It's still beautifully shot though, because it gets
To elevate both beauty and the sublime is to reimagine cinematic convention beyond aesthetic indulgence.
Okay, what does that even mean? If you're talking about the things that are beautiful and the things that are extremely beautiful, you can't just indulge in the visual idea of cinema. Like what are you trying to say then? What should we be doing with visual cues and actors and scenes and camera angles? And like why wouldn't we indulge in it? That's the point. It's like I go to a restaurant not to taste stuff. I go, that was a good strawberry. I want a strawberry pie. I want the damn slice. Give me the whole thing. I want to indulge in it. I don't want a bite. I don't want to see. I don't want Superman to just fly through the screen and it's over. I want Superman to tell me a story and help people and save people and beat the bad guy and fly off into the sunset. Like, yes, I want the whole thing.
But I also want the taste to be good. So to say that you don't go to a restaurant for the taste is that's a bit misleading, I think.
Well, it's the experience.
I do go to a restaurant to get good taste.
I want the experience.
How much quantity I get is another question.
Well, yeah, but you don't just go there for 10 minutes and go, that was nice. I'm going to go home now. I want an hour at least. I want to take my time. I want to savor. And the concept of enjoyment is not some instant gratification. It is contemplation of my own sense and history of taste in context to what the hell I'm eating. So if I have a strawberry pie, I don't suddenly say, well, this tastes nothing like steak. This is garbage. I'm not like some moron comparing apples and oranges. So I need to indulge. Why else am I here on this planet if not to consume? I'm just like, am I an aesthetic? I'm just going to sit in my chair and breathe air because that's all I need and drink water because I don't need anything else to drink. Like, no, I want to experience life. So if you show me beautiful things or stimulate, just bring it down even lower to stimulating stuff, I want as much as you can give me. So the idea of like Transformers, I don't like, but if you like that kind of stuff, that's the movie for you. You're going to love it. It's crazy.
And there is a place for I don't want to call it fast food because there is such a wide range of that as well. But there is there's a really wonderful pizzeria in my town, and you can take the stuff home. And when the guy opened his first thing, his dream was to open a real restaurant because he wanted to see his customers enjoy the food he's making. And so he worked for that for I think 5 years. And whether you eat the pizza in his place or take it home with you doesn't change the pizza that much. And if you just take it for your lunch break, that's a different thing than going there in the evening to savor it. But it's still the same pizza, but it serves a different purpose in that sense. One is to sustain you through the day and not having crap for lunch. And the other is to really is almost recreational. And there is a point for fast food cinema, I would say, even that does not diminish the great works of cinema. But I have a more basic problem with the whole premise of this video, which is when I see lines like why beauty is killing art form. The equivalent that jumps into my head is why do you hate Rodin and think his work is destroying art?
I want to ask a question. If beauty is destroying an art form, would ugliness help it or heal it or cure it or make it better?
And I think this is just an avant-garde move, an avant-garde reaction. And avant-garde always seeks to be avant-garde. It always seeks to be a movement of reactance because it always has to be outside.
Well,
it always
okay.
has to be the rebel.
If he was referring to beautiful things which are empty, like Transformers and the Fast and the Furious, like they are designed to be titillation. They're designed to make you go, ooh, cool. And that's it. There's not much substance. Then I could say, okay, that's where he's getting to. But right now, he's just showing us a lot of really, I wouldn't say artistic films, but low budget films, I guess. And they were just like for fun or documentary reasons or foreign films.
Low budget means artistic, Smud. You should know about that now.
Well, whatever. I mean,
in the beginning, he also showed us some really good classics.
Well, I wouldn't say like Avatar is a budget film, but yeah, it's like it's there to be appealing to a certain audience who's there for that exact reason.
But Smud, Avatar did have a budget, so it must count as a budget movie.
Sure.
For Avatar, you can simply make the argument that the focus was on the visuals.
And I see nothing wrong with that.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So I want to know what his problem is with the aesthetically... Let's just say beauty is aesthetically pleasing. That's as simple as we can go. We don't need to say the actor or the scene or the music. It just, in general, is aesthetically pleasing. And that's a bad thing to cinema. And I don't get that. It's like saying this guy scored the most points in the game for 2 years, and that's killing football or killing soccer or whatever. It's like...
Yeah.
Why?
The message I get is that guys like this despise classical art museums.
It's like Babe Ruth is a horrible idea to the inception of baseball. It's like, no, he made it awesome. He made it exciting to get those averages and to score those home runs. And that's bad because he's so good? No, that's good because he's so good. If everyone sucked at baseball, it would be like, this is the boringest... Why is everyone not hitting the ball? Why is the pitcher always beating him? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, what is going? Everyone sucks.
What used to happen with, it's like what used to happen with women's football in the UK. No offense, it's got better, but 10 years ago, oh my God, watch those clips of them trying to kick that ball.
It's like watching
like,
Canadian women's hockey.
What?
Very good players, very good passing game, but oh my God, is it slow? It's just like, okay, are you going to be aggressive? Are you going to be aggressive? It's hockey. Be aggressive. It's hockey. You're padded up.
Yeah,
go for it.
You're watching 22 women run around the pitch, and I think maybe one of them knows that they've got to kick the ball with their feet. And you're sat there going, why are we here? And my friend Tim goes, when they celebrate, we take the shirts off, so don't worry. I was like, all right, is that the only reason? It's like, yeah, that's the only reason we... And considering that most of these games are going into double figures of goals, it was quite a good...
Oh, boy. It's like watching an American football game. That score right? That doesn't sound right to me. All right, let's go.
Northampton women 17, Leicester women 433.
To a place where art exists without limits.
Okay.
Look, my hair after lockdown.
This video is brought to you by Mubi.
What?
A curated streaming service of exceptional films from around the world. Mubi.com/Cinema Cartography. That's
beautifully hand-picked cinema.
/Cinema Cartography for a whole month of great cinema.
But I thought beauty was destroying cinema.
Whoa, there was two guys kissing each other. Kind of weird.
Gay.
Yeah, well, you know.
Subsline?
Just joking, I don't care.
For it's at a place beyond conventional beauty that cinema's true potential lies. This is the case for Vitalina Varela, a film that shines a light to a different optic of beauty.
I'm sorry, what is unconventional beauty? Does anyone know?
I have no idea. I think he means what I described earlier as something you would consider ugly but still aesthetic. I think that's simply what he means with that, and which means he doesn't understand what aesthetic means or is, but thereby what beauty is.
This is, again, the common problem we have with all of these guys. They don't have the vocabulary to explain themselves properly. And
they have a very big vocabulary, but it's all crap.
Well, okay, if you have a vocabulary and you use the word properly or you don't use it at all. And with this concept, if he's even beginning the topic of aesthetics, you use the damn word.
Yeah, this is the problem is that this is the vocabulary they learned in university. It is garbage. It is so that it is pretentious so that they can feel like they are intellectuals, but they are not.
Beauty
this shot here is a great example of a very, very low comparison to what HR Giga is going for.
Okay, the term beauty is so generic and so like you're beautiful, you look great, da da da. It's so great. Okay, we use it to talk about women and how they look in their dress and their outfit when they're going out in the town or whatever special occasion. We say it a lot.
I've always found calling them unconventionally beautiful doesn't end well.
You are conventionally beautiful tonight, dear.
You mean I'm boring?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you just call me boring?
I'm not sexually stimulated in any way.
Beautiful.
Did you just say I'm behind fashion?
Yeah.
You're so conventional.
Your eyes in those shoes are so practical.
A passive-aggressive compliment.
Wow, this guy is pretentious. Holy shit.
And unconventionally beautiful is also a passive-aggressive compliment.
One not of beautification, but a reflection on the sublime.
How's this shot different from the nature shots you showed before? Just because the water is missing?
Okay, so
this is a beautiful nature shot.
When he say the reflection of the sublime, that doesn't necessarily mean you show it visually on the screen, but you have a moment or a philosophy or a dialogue scene where he's referring to an idea, which he's like an ideal he's striving for or a concept he's affirming toward. And it's like, okay, but then you're not showing it. You're just providing another context for the idea of what you're referring to because it's such a big idea. You can't actually show us the perfect female or the perfect male or what the perfect architecture. So you want to present it in a new way because it doesn't exist. That's fine. But you're not saying that. He's just saying something else. So he wants this ideal, this unconventional idea to represent something, but he's not actually showing us how that would work.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty dark scene.
Time reflecting the inner world and conflict of the characters ever so slowly, ever so gently.
Okay. Is that beauty?
In Mirror, Tarkovsky does the same. By sculpting in time, he refuses to settle for anything other than the truth of his own creation.
Okay.
Вот я и взлетела.
Что с тобой, Маруся? Тебе плохо?
Не удивляйся. Это так понятно.
This all might feel incongruous to Hollywood standards.
The dove flying in the background. It's like, oh god, this is pretentious. I'm like,
all this is just like, we
Let
get
the Russians
it.
be Russian.
You watch them pretentious. Let the foreigners be foreign. That's what I say.
oh dear.
Was it a Russian film? I don't care.
Eastern European.
Congruous with Hollywood? I mean, Hollywood's produced lots of this pretentious crap.
Yeah.
Lots of the ugly crap. And it's just look at your arts universities. They shit this stuff out. Art students are shitting this stuff out without end. It's like
left, right,
but
left,
it's not nobody but art students watch
Mm.
this stuff.
Yeah, no. Look at this year's Oscars. Look at those movies. None of them were good movies. They're all pretentious bullshit. And Godzilla versus Kong, and that's literally it. I was like, oh, right, okay.
And that Tarkovsky scene that he showed in the mirror. You want to tell me that was not beautiful?
No.
No, it wasn't beautiful. It was conventionally attractive.
It was pretty ugly.
Oh God.
Convention,
Yeah.
and that's killing.
Oh, unless that's the thing he
Hey,
wants.
listen, I'm just using their words. I just copy what they say.
It's pretentious and vapid.
The idea is that
And I mean the video, not Tarkovsky.
it's not clear what he's trying to get at. He's sort of skirting around the thing by saying, "Hey, look at this scene. It's good." And you're like, yeah, it's good. So, is that bad? Is that killing cinema, or is that what you want? Like, which one is it?
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Yeah, this is what I mean. I'm like, his thing is why beauty's killing cinema, and he's shown all these like beautiful shots and beautiful imagery, and I'm like, and what's your problem with this?
And here's an ad for whatever the hell you
like if he showed
here's an ad for a streaming service. There's beautiful stuff. Wait, I thought beauty is killing cinema. What are you on about here?
Like if he showed a scene
streaming
of
service.
the Highlander saying this is considerably a beautiful scene with good lighting and yada yada yada, and then here's another scene from another movie. It's much more profound. It's much more deep. It's much more this or that. You're like, oh, okay, I can see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
But he's just showing us movies I think he
So-
likes. We're like, is,
I know,
is that
but
bad?
My point is this. Okay, this is better than this, right? So how is beauty killing cinema?
I kind
There's
of
no
wonder
answer.
what prompted him to make this video.
The
what
need
made
for
him-
more money.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
need to make a video, so he comes up with a pretentious title and then says a lot of nothing sentences that are supposed
like
to make
it.
you
Yeah,
believe
I'm
he said
just-
something.
Yeah,
I
It's basically like
to that
it's
conclusion. It's just interesting.
it's basically like yesterday's video, but with less words and more pauses.
Oh, what was yesterday? Was it the anime postmodern or what?
Yeah. It's but it's
yeah,
the
that
same.
one.
It's
Yeah.
the same way of writing a text. Just that he uses long pauses for the scenes and between the vapid lines he's using.
I'm also glad that he's like, apart from the Lenin statue, he's not really going down a communist route as he usually gets. So I'll give him that.
Maybe halfway through we'll get there.
Beauty is a side effect of capitalism. So, comrade, we need to destroy capitalism, destroy beauty to save cinema.
Oh boy. Okay, let's go.
But the same evokes what's written underneath obvious beauty.
Be careful on those stairs.
In a film like Fallen Angels, beauty is not found through
Nice.
grandiose compositions, but through the iconography of the filmmaker's culture, expressed through every aspect of the film's grammar.
Wow.
Film's grammar?
How do you get grammar through? How do you get iconography through grammar?
Is that what he said? What the fuck?
Yeah, iconography through grammar.
Can we repeat
Where's the
that?
ca-
I was just looking something.
Let's try that again.
Positions,
Yeah.
but through the iconography of the filmmaker's culture, expressed through every aspect of the film's grammar.
Okay, he's using pretentious filmmaker film student language.
Okay, if you guys don't know what iconography is, think of it like images or visuals or
Yeah.
like alphabets or whatever, and what they mean. Okay, so unless he's talking about the actual words, because he referred to grammar, which is also called dialogue, I don't know.
No. That's
Yeah.
not. He doesn't mean the dialogue. He means the composition with grammar of the movie. He means the composition of all the elements of it working together in unison. It's a pretentious way of saying composition.
Yeah, that's something specific like that. If he said composition, I understand what he was saying, because then the scene was set up.
I understand what he's saying. I just know it's bollocks.
I've mainly noticed
So-
this from postmodernists, from postmodernist philosophers, that they use the word grammar to mean the logic and composition of things. Instead of
maybe we're thinking too logically about this. Probably the person has a lovely grandma, and that's the iconography comes from like his grandma's knitting.
Yeah, the problem is here that you basically need a dictionary to translate the pretentious language back into normal language.
The idea of grammar as opposed to spelling is grammar is the things that make things make sense. So the spelling is to have the actual words, you understand what the thing idea is, and the grammar is the composition of the words. That's it.
Yeah, I know what.
Yeah, it means for example, that you have specific scenes following up on each other. It means that you have specific scenes following up on each other to convey a specific message, regardless of what the words that are being said are. Like you can, because you can do that without text. Like look at WALL-E, for example. WALL-E is a movie that until you get to the humans in that movie, it works completely without any text.
It's not WALL-E. It's WALL-E. Go on. Let's
that is where you could apply this word of grammar in that, because the scenes still convey the meaning without some narrator having to explain everything like in a bad English dub.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. I understand, but it's
But it's an unnecessary it's an unnecessarily pretentious way of describing it, at least the way he's using it here.
All right, let's go.
I agree.
The bird people in China creates a microcosm where the characters exist in service of themselves only. It follows resignifies genre standards, and by doing so, reinvents the form itself. And a film like Dogville removes all superficial decoration in search for crudeness in story and visual storytelling.
I'm sorry, I was just making a Karl Marx joke in chat.
For there's no right or wrong when it comes to representation. To constrain a story...
Wait.
Oh, okay. We'll clip you on that.
Okay, so when I make a pizza and I end up making a muffin, I think that's the wrong way to make a pizza. Just,
Yeah.
Maybe.
So anyway, my next question is, how is this killing cinema?
I don't know.
You think he'd be straightforward with it at this point?
There's no wrong way to represent. I don't know, dude. That's even the idea of representative art is very specific.
Yeah,
a simplified version of
tough take.
Is there a simplified version?
I'm
sorry, sir. Your simplified version is not here.
Okay, I mean, if we lose all sense of category, we may as well just throw out our minds and run around crazy outside, screaming and howling to the moon, because nothing makes sense. There is no meaning in life, and why do we...
So you're saying I shouldn't slit my wrists and dance naked on the moonlight?
Not today, but...
Anyway, are you beginning to comprehend why there are people who thought Gedelp was real and not a joke?
I still can't believe that.
I never doubted for a second why people thought that. Yeah, but it's just so weird. This whole thing is just so weird.
I had no idea.
I want to know why he. I want to know why he thinks that.
It's just amazing. He just comes to this conclusion that beauty alone is killing cinema.
Well, he just showed us random clips from random films I've never heard of, and then just goes on to the next clip, and then just goes on to the next, and you're like, what is happening? What are you? The bird people from China?
Yeah,
like, what the? What?
The bird people from China. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know that one. Do you? No. Who's ever heard of the bird people from China?
What's the context of that?
He doesn't need to explain himself. You should know.
There's a guy running around in a
the
field.
problem with all of these people, whether they talk about art or philosophy or politics, is that they make a statement and assume it is true, and then because they know it is true, that they, due to their faith that it is true, they see no need to ever truly explain it or justify it or give it substance. It is simply true by them stating it, and everything else they say afterwards is just for you to be expected to agree with. Although they're not saying anything. It's just, here's a statement, and here is things that sound like reasoning. And the important bit about this, the detail is sound like it is reasoning. It is not reasoning. It just sounds like it. And the psychological trick behind that is humans are more likely to agree with anything if you give them something that sounds like a reason. The brain is just trained on that pattern, not necessarily to question the reasoning or trust the reasoning, just that there is something that sounds like the reasoning pattern, the reason pattern, so I am more inclined to believe you or do the thing you want me to do. It's a bit baffling once you're aware of it. And I think this is what these people are doing. It's just, here's statement, and here is I pretend to explain myself. So now you believe my initial claim. But you don't think about it. Don't think about it too hard. And now you believe that I am smart because I said all these long words and gave all these long pseudo explanations.
But I just wonder who he's trying to grab in, like his audience wise, right?
People who want to feel intellectual and sophisticated. People who don't actually understand anything about art but want to feel as if.
Anyway,
pretentious people.
Let's try and keep going because this is getting a little off the rails.
Into them, what's perceived as beautiful is to ultimately constrain your own ideas. Take Uncle Boon Me, Who Can Recall His Past Lives, a film that renounces Hollywood standards altogether.
Is
what
it a Hollywood
the
movie?
Story is the creation of a complex and layered imagery innate to the director's Thai culture.
Oh, it's an Asian movie. Yeah, Asian movies often follow different structures.
The same goes for Parasite, a film as much about Korea as it is about capitalism.
What? I think LiteratureDevil analyzed this one very well.
But here's the thing. Rather than preoccupied with aesthetic, great masters are preoccupied with sensation and emotion. Films like The Horse Thief teach us that true beauty can be found by the almost unchanged Tibetan landscapes, where the meaning flows from the process of life itself, not from camera angles or special effects.
Okay, so you used one of those nasty words you're not supposed to use called true and true beauty, so I just don't think this is worth our time anymore, guys. Anytime they use those big words, my mind just goes.
What's happened?
Yeah, no, he's going into poetry.
These are your trigger words.
Yeah, no. There's certain words when I was studying anything in university, really, philosophy, psychology, science, doesn't matter. Anyone who says these words, I'm like, okay, we're almost done here.
Sorry, I was away from watching this because someone knocked on my door. So I've missed all this. I've come back to some again. Yeah, we're done here. I'm like, wait, what the hell just happened? Oh my god!
In general, I agree that but there was, if you notice, language that these people use aside from these killing words, if you will. I don't know a better term for that. It's already drivel all the time. That's just the peak of the iceberg that you just pointed to. But it's all like that. There's no real meaning in any of this. It's all pretentious. And
I was gonna ask why it was a no. what?
Well, anytime you have an argument with someone, if you're having a debate or you're trying to assess a metaphysic or some concept, and they use the term the best, the most, the highest, the truest, what is love, what is real.
Baby, don't hurt me.
Yeah, all these terms,
more.
as soon as you start using them, you are already limiting your intelligence.
Yeah.
You're bringing it down.
You're moving away from truth seeking into dogma.
It's like when you achieve generalization or absolutism, you're like, okay, wait, unless you've mathematically figured this out and you can give me the formula that you ascribed values and ideas and thoughts and understood, I don't know, the way a person walks, and this is the appropriate way to walk based off the ball socket joint of humans.
This is the true way to walk.
The true only, like stuff like that. It's like, wait, what are you getting at here? Are you a kinesthesiologist? Did you study this? Did you go through every frame?
The true way to walk is 2 feet in front of the other. That's the true way to walk.
Walking's overrated.
Yeah, one thing I would like to bring up, since you mentioned Parasite and that other Asian movie, is that he goes with, this completely breaks Western's the conventions of Western cinema. Yeah, it's because it's Asian cinema. If you watch Asian movies, Japanese, Korean, that Thai movie, if you watch movies from Japan, and just stick with Japan, for this example, if you watch Japanese movies a lot, that is a completely standard Japanese movie. That is trying out a few things, doing some artsy little things, but it's generally a not very special Japanese movie in regards to how it's made or how it's structured. It's a good movie. I don't question that, but if you say this is so unconventional, you haven't seen anything. You're a pretentious prick.
Wow.
Okay, watch Hideaki's Unknown Ritual.
I wonder if he's never seen
and then tell me, and he will tell me, that is so unconventional. Oh, yeah, this is a Japanese movie. You fucking
yeah.
I just like the fact that that Wisp's using my style of insults now.
I'm using what?
Pretentious prick. I always use that one. It's like,
really?
Pretentious prick.
No, that's mine.
Yeah,
you stole that from me.
I doubt.
All right.
I doubt
we can keep going, but if he starts using more of these words, I'm gonna get really turned off. So
okay.
Let's play rock paper scissors.
I have an idea. What about a 3-strike rule or a drinking game?
No drinking.
No drinking game.
That's not healthy.
Okay, then
we want to live, but
yeah, but if we can combine it with the 3-strike rule.
If he starts using more pretentious, like I know
he's gonna.
Yeah, I know. Let me rephrase that. If he starts using stuff like what Smud says, true stuff and true things like that, then yeah, I agree. I don't think we should carry on because it's just gonna get worse and worse.
Okay, let's try and go.
I'm sat with Smud here.
How many strikes?
1, 2, or 3 strikes is good enough for me. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're on 4 strikes now, so.
Is this beautiful, guys? I don't know.
In the same breath,
it looks beautiful.
Produces a meditation on the beauty of life by showcasing the brutal realities of existence through the pure simplicity of its aesthetic choices.
Simplicity of its aesthetic choices.
Well, they use the word pure, so already my radar is going nuts.
Is that strike 2 or 1.5?
I'll let it go.
1.5.
In Tokyo Story, there's a solemnity to the imagery created that transcends everything.
Solemnity? What's
sound,
solemnity?
image,
pretentious.
It's all background for this inexplicable sublime
But hey, he did watch
experience.
more Asian movies. Okay.
God, that green screen looks terrible.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So how is this not a beautiful scene?
'Cause it's unconventional.
I wonder where I will be.
Much like
Probably
in
in
Dreyer's
the ground
Audette,
somewhere.
cinematic language is in the service of deep contemplation.
It can be.
Here, beauty is not evoked by superficial camera choices, but by a development of a cinematic language, one that's innate to the film's message.
You mean like the big steel balls of a transformer?
Akin
Yeah.
is the cinematic philosophy of spring, summer, fall, winter, and spring. Never too sentimental, never too ornamental.
Is that the movie's title, or what
Yeah.
is he just
Hold on.
trying to say?
Yeah, this is the king.
Spring,
Yeah.
The solemn aesthetic
spring, summer, fall,
Fall
winter, and spring.
and spring, yeah. So I'm assuming that's
So
in
he hit
regards
spring
to
twice.
yeah, that's in regards to the sequence of events in the film. They go through those 5 seasons.
Okay, so it's the title of the movie.
Right.
The King, yeah.
Right. Okay.
adopted here.
So
not
anyway, how is this killing cinema?
I'm coming to the conclusion these are good things.
He's just about half. Maybe he
Why does-
will get to somewhere.
Why
I
didn't
think-
he think about the
I don't
financial
think so.
aspect of it?
Yeah,
Like,
I've come to the conclusion these are all good things. These are all attractive, beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
But this is the stuff that,
Yeah.
that we don't get in cinema. This is the stuff we miss because we don't watch these films or something like that.
But we do watch these things because we people look we
He started off with Avatar and Kill Bill and a bunch of other more bigger popular films. So I got confused when he
Yeah,
showed
I-
Hero because that was
I-
also a big film. So I don't know. Something
Well,
got lost.
American
Is he-
films killing
is he-
cinema.
Yeah, American films.
is he now is he saying that there's all this beautiful stuff out there, but mainstream Hollywood goes for the conventional beauty, and that's why it's killing cinema, because cinema's no longer about making stuff like this.
I would have to think so, yes, because he never made the distinction between East and West. He just showed a bunch of
Right,
Eastern
okay.
movies, so I'm assuming that's the case.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I watch Western films because I live in a Western country. If I lived in an Eastern country outside of China, because otherwise I'd be in a concentration camp. But in other Eastern countries, I'd be watching Eastern cinema.
I was watching all kinds of stuff when I was a kid, so we got imports, and we called this channel CFMT, or CFMT was basically, because Canada is a very diverse culture, so we got Asian cinema, we got Italian and Portuguese, we had all kinds of soap operas and things I've never heard of, and they had little translations at the bottom. I was like, what is going on? Really bad translation. But, you got a lot on that one channel, and that was free. So it was like, okay, cool, I'll watch that. And they had all kinds of really, gore and sex. Like, holy shit, this is really racy stuff. And it was free. It was just part of
Smudge childhood.
It was crazy, yeah. So you experienced a lot of weird shows from the 80s and 90s that you weren't expecting.
Yeah. So I'm just is he trying to say that we should be watching more foreign films then?
I guess. I don't know.
Yes.
Right.
They're also beautiful.
Yeah, but that's the thing. This is the thing he's saying is not killing cinema. This is the good stuff. It's a different kind of beauty because we're too Western.
So it's just
Our white Western minds cannot fathom the beauty that is not West and not Europe or whatever.
Yeah, but then his problem is solely with Hollywood and not with the West at large.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, we can watch a relatively famous German action comedy movie, and you will probably be baffled by the type of humor that we Germans call comedy, because it's very, very, very grounded, and there are no laughing tracks, and it just looks more like a happenstance of life bullshit, but it is what we consider comedy, and yeah, the It's more kind of quiet humor. So maybe that's why people say that we don't have any. That has us. I was asking Voice and LiteratureDevil if they were interested, and so far they said yes, but we don't have a date for a watch party yet.
Okay, well, I'll talk.
So Smart, if you are interested, or Hawk,
I'll talk to him about that. Yeah, that's no problem. We'll get it organized.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. 360, thanks for the 720. I'm already tuning this guy out based on pretentious diction. He also offers more statements of fact and no supporting points or evidence. Yeah, it's just very matter of fact. He says stuff, then he moves on to the next. And he just keeps doing it.
I have a book from Foucault about the basics of TV science.
Okay.
It reads a lot like this.
Oh.
I'm Foucault knows Foucault about anything, so I'm
yeah,
not interested.
Don't waste your time, guys. Please don't.
It was given to me by a Okay, if for context, it was given to me by a professor for media studies.
Oh.
Wow, they hate you
as a work to as a foundational piece for getting into the subjects of media studies.
Wow.
Don't ever
That's where these people get their language from. These are the children of Foucault.
Wow.
Imagine getting something like that. I'd be like, what did I do? Kill your wife or something? Wow, I must have really pissed you off to give me some Foucault. Jeez.
Yeah, seriously, these are the mental children of Michel Foucault. That's all this is.
Yeah.
It lives on.
Sadly.
All right. We're at 10 minutes. Or almost 11 minutes. Yeah, we're doing okay.
One of beautification, but one of cinematography in the service of deep storytelling. One that speaks about the truth of the human condition.
Oh, US cinema doesn't do this at all.
Yeah, no.
I know it seems to do it less, but that's just because you're not looking. Because those are not the big movies that are advertised.
Yeah.
And it's we have I think this is also would be good to have LiteratureDevil here for this one. Because this is the difference of focus in between Eastern and Western storytelling. Eastern storytelling is more about the inside struggle, and Western, very simplified, is about the outside struggle with the outside force, the villain, the monster to overcome. And the Western is more about personal enlightenment, which is why you are more likely to encounter stories that are about an inner struggle and not about the big events of a story. Why you have more of these slice of life situations where you don't have the big conflict, but it's an assortment of everyday events that may be unfortunate, happening one after another, and the character struggling with each of those throughout the story, and then what that does with the character, instead of just I have this we have to raise money to save cancer grandpa, and that's the plot. That's not the with children and running around and trying to get money or something. That's not the.
Oh, sorry, that's what a character name, Cancer Grandpa. It's that. It sounds like a really bad superhero, to be honest.
But you get
to save others.
but you get the idea.
Yes,
and because Eastern cinema has a bigger focus on the internal struggle, that may appeal to these artsy pretentious types. But I don't see them being capable of translating that into Western cinema. I only see them making pretentious crap. It just superficially copies the aesthetics of these kinds of movies. It doesn't really execute them.
Okay,
that's a good point.
Let's keep going.
The sublime is an experience beyond intellectual rationalization.
No.
It's pronounced intercoluto, so no, I'm joking.
He's trying to say there's this concept of perception, which is beyond the realm of using your intellect.
Mere mortal.
And it's called the sublime. It's like this aesthetic is so beyond using your brain, you can't perceive it. It's like, well, let's assume that's true, that we can't even use our intellect to rationalize it. How would we ever understand it? How could we ever identify our own feelings and thoughts? Because there are no thoughts, right? It's pure emotion.
Well, the sublime can be. I think you can describe it as the composition overall translates into its own form of. And I'm sorry for the use of the word. Perfect beauty. Because it's the meaning of the sublime is the unreachable in this sense. It's this transcendent beauty.
If that's the case, then there's no possible way to ever achieve that visually, or because if there is, then you'd have an object to point to and say, there it is. And this is causing you to react. Yeah. This is the stimulus causing you to behave or have a mental state that's unexplainable. And then we could all look at it and go, oh.
I think it's this is where the subjective comes into play, because depending on your personal aesthetics or preferences for aesthetics, the right kind of composition can give you a high. If you're standing in front of be in an arts museum, there will be of the classical arts, and there may be a picture somewhere or a statue, one of the many that will draw you to it and that will fascinate you for an hour. And you can stand in front of this one thing for an hour. And none of the other things in the room, although they're the same level of high art, they won't do it, but this one will, because it speaks to your personal preferences of aesthetics and your the concepts you've processed through life, maybe, or that tickles one of those processes and gets it going again that was stuck before and inspires you. And that is the that can be described as something sublime, but that then is something personal.
That's fine. You could have your own subjective reaction. No one's saying that's not a problem. But once you've achieved that, you say, look at this mountaintop we all go to, and look at the horizon. It's gorgeous. It's beyond expression. And then you go there and say, I can describe this to you. I can explain this to you. I may not explain it very clearly or very well because there's more to it. And our perceptions are limited because there's more thoughts and feelings I can't express, but there's still something to say. I don't think we lack the capacity to express these thoughts and feelings. It is profound. It is fascinating. It is intuitive. It is all these things.
And
but
I would agree. If you have a sublime moment, a sublime reaction, you could still put it into words.
Yeah.
And I can give two examples of that. One would be a smaller one would be in Berlin in one of the museums on the Museum Island. There is the great picture of the Island of the Dead by, I forgot the name. I'm sorry. I'm horrible with names. But that has this profound thing, and in part because it's also playing with perspective. And another one in Hamburg, it is Fires in the Night, and that is, I think it was it a Rubens or Rembrandt? One of the two. One of the R ones, the light artist, I think. And there's a ton of pictures in that room, and the main one in the middle is it's probably relatively famous, of a woman in a black and green dress, really beautiful. It's the main piece in that room, and then there's a lot of smaller ones. But I was instantly drawn to this thing in the corner. That is Fires in the Night. It's a very small one, oil on metal, and it is a burning city in the night, and people are fleeing from it. And as I was drawn to it, This little thing. It's like it's smaller than an A4 piece of paper. It's like I could hear the screams of the people and the rust and the feel the wind and the rustling of the smoke. It's like being half awake suddenly, being so drawn into this picture, and it's this really small one, and that I think is what a sublime moment would be. That you just pause and you become as if part of the scenery that you are presented by the piece.
And you have the capacity to tell us that, so it's not unheard of that your intellect was just completely baffled as to what just happened. So,
yeah, but that's because I'm looking at my own thoughts.
Yeah,
I think everyone, when taking enough time to reflect on what you just experienced, that everyone is capable to put that into thoughts.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
If you have a higher intellect than, let's say, your breakfast.
It's like when you're in love, or when you've never tasted a certain thing before, and your brain goes, "What is that?" And you don't know for a few seconds, and then you go, "Wait a second! Oh, that's sugar of some kind." And there's a certain fruit I've never heard of before, and okay, it's sugar. I got it.
And then you can start to take the flavor apart after a while.
Exactly. It's not impossible, but the first thing you experience, you've never had it before, you're like, that's okay. Now I get it. Anyway, let's go.
It cannot be flashed by a mere post-production trick, and it cannot be planned with endless storyboarding. It's a place between image, story, and human emotion, one easy to recognize, but hard to mimic. An experience so beautiful it transcends beauty itself.
All right, this is getting. This is
okay. Now he's. I see what he did there.
You can't plan it out. The director and the visual guy and the cinematographer, they have no idea what they're doing, but when they got it, there it is. You can't plan it. You can't storyboard it.
Can I just say, what he's saying out here could literally just be rudimentary creatures of flesh and blood. You fumble in my mind. We transcend your very understanding.
It's like listening to a. That was a great timing.
It's literally. I'm literally listening to Sovereign here.
When you hear a piece of poetry, when you see a beautiful girl, when you hear a great piece of music, it's all wow. And then you reflect on it and you go, "Oh, that's what that is."
Yeah.
That's it. You can plan it out. You can. Entire keyframes in storyboards are exactly that. They're like little climaxes of every single scene.
Yeah, you see this camera shot we did here. They planned that out.
Yes.
They didn't say just start filming and randomly follow him while he walks.
The whole point of storyboarding is you can't film it in a simulation, so you have a keyframe and you go, there it is. I want that shot, and have it connect to the next keyframe. And have it connect to the next keyframe. That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
И непосильная радость омрачается ожиданием пробуждения.
To portray the sublime is to find poetry in the simple gestures of human interaction.
Or completely in nature, without humans.
Yeah.
This is what makes a good. Can come back to that now. This is what makes a good sex scene. This is what made the sex scene in Highlander 3 so well.
Oh,
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That was part of it.
Okay.
Oh God, no! Wes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna make a real good point. I'm sure you are. But that is just one of the randomest things I've ever heard you say. We've literally just been through like 10 minutes of silence, and your response is, "This is what makes a good sex scene."
Let's just hear the line again, so that I. Let's just hear the line again.
All right.
To portray the sublime is to find poetry in the simple gestures of human interaction.
Okay, yeah.
with piano music.
in the forces that govern the human nature.
There's another one. Human nature. That's a big one. That's strike 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Death is the gateway to eternity.
Oh boy. Well, that's the film, not him.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just
Deep
reading what it
down,
says.
we can all access it if we're only ready to dive within.
Oh God, that's enough. I'm done.
What is
No. Human nature, we can all access it. Yes, if only we were able
Access
to.
it?
That's enough
Yeah,
for me.
you are
We
human.
can access human nature?
If
Yeah,
only,
deep down.
if only you could open your third eye and perceive the things I can perceive, then you'll know what I know. It's like, thank you, Nostradamus.
Have you been to a
What?
Tibetan monk for 16 years and
No,
learned
no,
how
no,
to
no,
harness
no,
your human nature?
What does he mean with accessing human nature?
I don't want to know. It's enough for me to
I don't
say
know.
goodbye. We're done. Thank you so much.
Yeah. It's like that. What does he say to this? I don't know. I don't care. It's over. We're finished.
Yeah, it was a combination of bad words and pretentious stuff. Well, everything was pretentious, but the ego on top of that was like, okay,
Yeah.
we're done. That's enough.
That's what's killing cinema. So I
Great.
You know what's killing cinema?
I'm
This
sorry.
guy. This guy's killing cinema.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretentious nonsense. Holier than thou attitudes. Invented words and terms that don't mean anything. 10-second clips of this is beautiful. That is beautiful. This is also. It's like, dude, what are you trying to tell me? You like films? Yes, I like
It's
films
like-
too. What's your point?
He's trying to sell. He's trying to sell you something, Smud.
Good lord.
I still don't know why beauty is killing cinema, though.
Let's just go to the
And I
end.
never
I'm so
will know.
tired of these videos where they title it
Yeah, just go.
something
Just
and
go.
they never
just go
get to the
What-
point.
What is?
They're
What
never
are
saying
these? There's a naked man now. Okay, cool. Yes. There's
Oh
a
boy.
kid drinking.
Dude, these people are
More-
never
more
saying
Asian
anything. If
people.
you believe they are ever saying anything, it's just bullshit. They make a statement and then they
There's-
drivel
there's-
on in the hopes that you buy the
There's a
statement.
tree.
Oh, that's it. It ends at around 23. Okay, let's go here from here.
It's just more pretty pictures.
Hold on.
Piano music.
I swear to God, if it just ends with a piano with a tree.
That's it. Wait. Let's go. All right.
For free from the confinements of aesthetic pleasure, to forge images that are sublime, is to truly create.
Oh my God! Truly create.
What?
Just shut the. Oh, I would smack this guy with a textbook.
Damn.
Thank God.
Yeah,
that shit. Oh God.
So in between
This-
12 minutes and 22, I bet he had a bunch of other terms like truly create. Probably used the word sublime about 50 times. Just nonsense. Absolute rubbish. Transcends the human state of knowing and what it means to feel truly. When I am free to do and think whatever I wish when observing cinema that is not from American studios.
That's why communism is the answer.
That's why Lenin is always always made in a statue. It moved downstream.
I can just imagine the pretentiousness of the last part of that.
Oh, there's
wonder
Ghost in the
you get some
Shell.
comments
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh man.
Oh my God, this video.
You people are hacks. You're hacks.
Dang, I'm
and
sorry.
you're married
Hawk,
hacks.
especially on your birthday.
That's enough, guys. I'm sorry, that was a
I
bad.
thought there might be something interesting when he uses this aesthetic BDSM thumbnail, but there's nothing.
It looked professional. It looked really professional when I first started watching it, and I thought, oh, this might be something interesting. As I got through it, I'm like, wow, this is shit.
That's the meaning behind it. It's
So
nothing.
just to keep in mind, any channel who has removed their comments were probably not, unless it's like a one video that they took the comments off because there's something like controversial about the video. We might cover that because that might be interesting.
Mhm.
But an entire channel that
These channels creators like this, they do not want anyone to point out that it's just pretentious drivel. They cannot have that, and because then the magic breaks. This is a magic trick, and you're not supposed to explain. You're not supposed to explain the trick because then the magic goes away, and the illusion doesn't work anymore, and thus the brainwashing.
Anyway, I just
it's snake oil.
Wisp, but Wisp, you've got to truly create.
The truth. Beyond the confines of the traditional beauty and conservative ideas.
Yeah, can you access your feelings?
Beyond conventional beauty lies unconventional attraction.
Can you access your human nature?
Oh my god.
And beyond unconventional attraction
access your
lies
access my fist.
all I know is all I can feel like beyond conventional attractiveness lies the Thunderdome in Mad Max 3. Beyond the Thunderdome.
While we're talking about pretentious crap,
Highlander 3.
There was something I forgot the other day. While I would, since we have a little bit time and maybe kind of end on something more positive. The other day I talked about the decanonization of the Disney trilogy. And I forgot to mention something on May the 4th because Disney, the Star Wars Twitter thingy had already released that a couple of days earlier. So I talked about it before, and then I forgot on the stream.
That poster thing they got.
Yeah, and that is this poster thing. If you want, you can bring it up on stream. And that is just so for May the 4th, the official Star Wars account posted a very nice collage picture of Star Wars characters throughout all the stuff, and it has not a single Disney trilogy character on it. It has, however, it has Ahsoka and the Bad Batch, which are creations and throughout the Disney run, and especially the Bad Batch came out, was conceived of just while the Disney movies were already running. But other than that, you have some of these extended or semi-extended characters like Ventress on it, and mainly Ventress, Ahsoka, and the Bad Batch, and everything else is you can find in all the classic content. And there's not a single thing from the Disney trilogy. I mean, there's even a TIE Interceptor. There's even a real TIE Interceptor, not from the games, not this crap they made in the Disney thingy from them. It's not the Kylo bullshit thing. It's the real TIE Interceptor.
Oh my god, I might actually be happy. Jeez.
See, I
told you, decanonization would be a thing within a decade.
Conventional beauty found in the West of capitalism, and this is what we are destroying.
I'm glad we're returning to that
cinema. That's true. We are going.
That I ever would be glad we'd return to basic capitalism in cinema.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
apparently it's a bit of quality control.
I'd like. You don't like messages about systemic racism?
No.
No. Anyway, guys, that was not a complete waste of time, but kind of fun to take apart because it was so silly. So thank you for tuning in. I mean, whatever we cover, we'll do it. Whatever you guys want us to cover, we'll do it. So.
Whoever voted for that, thank you for ruining my birthday. I was on a real good day, and then I had to sit through. Then I had to sit through all that pretentiousness.
One good thing happened during the stream. During
Happy
the
Smut stream, so
during the entire.
Was it as worse as like the? What? Sorry about that.
Well, no, I was just saying, during the stream, one of my favorite pizza Olios on Instagram posted a spinach crust pizza, and I haven't gone to this place in over a year, and I was like,
that sounds wrong.
That's weird. And I asked him, have you ever done this before?
Crust?
And he says, no, I haven't. He's excited, and I'm like, you better know what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, because if this goes wrong, it's going to go wrong.
Yeah, and he's my favorite.
Yeah, very wrong.
So he experiments. Well, okay, he experiments.
He wants to put juicy leaves into a crust of a dough.
I'm sure he knows what he's doing, but I still would have to, go there and order it, and maybe I'll get it for Mother's Day. I don't know, but that was the.
I wouldn't try it on a festivity.
Oh no! These guys are
Might
amazing.
ruin your
these
festivity.
guys are.
Order it for Mother's Day.
I'm skeptical.
So Mummy Smud's got to suffer the spinach pizza.
You know what? Women love this shit. It's green. What? That's a pizza? Oh, yeah. Yes, Mom, it is. So fancy schmancy shit. If it looks cool, they'll pick it up. But that's the one good thing out of this stream was the Instagram from my favorite pizzeria guy doing his thing.
Oh.
So
and
Nice.
I might just I've been trying to look up the picture I described, and I'm probably just mixing up names again. I'm very sorry. There's one from Goya that has the same title, but it looks different from the one I saw.
Yeah.
One day. I'll just have to get back to Hamburg and
it's-
just look at the picture again.
You'll look at it and all it'll say is Ron Perlman.
Ron
And you'll be like,
Ron
it's that
Perlman.
guy. I remember that guy.
never changes.
Art.
What'd
Art
you say?
never changes.
Every time someone says Ron Perlman, I say Ron. Ron Perlman never changes.
Never changes.
His voice has
Was
been
he-
the
was
same.
But he
ever-
doesn't
was
though.
Was
He
ever 10?
doesn't.
Yeah.
Ron
And he
Perlman
was
never
he
changes.
was never a child. He was just smaller, but he always had the same face.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always been a 50-year-old man, but just a 50-year-old man who was 3 foot tall when he was like 6.
Yeah, you put him in the Hellboy costume. It's like you didn't have to put all that makeup. He's already there. He's good. You just give him the horns. He's fine.
Yeah, he's already quite hideous. Sorry. I'm sure he's lovely.
Oh, he's
Sometimes
great. I love
maybe.
Ron Perlman. He's fantastic. He's a great guy,
Aesthetically, he
Yeah.
is.
but not truly beautiful. No, not human nature.
Is it? Did
It's
Ron
a
Perlman
specialist.
block you on Twitter, Swad?
Ron Perlman?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Probably.
Yeah,
There's-
I think Ron Perlman blocked you on Twitter actually. Yeah.
Why did he block you on Twitter?
I don't even know if he did.
Did he really?
Well, there's lots of people blocked me on
I-
Twitter, but I
it-
don't know Ron Perlman specifically.
What'd you
Well,
say?
I used to get blocked on Twitter quite a bit, and then Twitter blocked me permanently. So
Oh yeah, this happens a lot, so it's hard to explain why these things happen. But I think they're
Twitter
they're
doesn't
part
like
of
yeah, I'm sure
the Blockbot program.
I'm sure like a couple of years ago, like I'm sure I remember seeing Ron Perlman talking about like you'd said something about Star Wars, and he was like for some reason. I don't know why, he, like, blocked you.
Star
What?
Wars.
Yeah,
I don't know.
something. It was something in that time frame.
Oh, this is interesting. I want to know now.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever interacted with Ron Perlman before. I don't remember. Does he even have a Twitter account?
I'm sure
He's got
he
a
has.
Twitter account, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure he has.
Why not?
It's only
It's
me
Ron,
that Twitter
I'm
can't
that
block.
person that Wisp can't remember Perlman at Twitter.
Dude, I just randomly forget names. I'm sorry.
It's
And then they
perfectly
come
fine,
back.
Don't worry about it.
But it's always
Yeah.
the don't need that come back.
Just come back at weird times. Like,
Yeah, but I always have a hard
4 or
time
5
with
years
faces.
later.
So I've it took a Ron Perlman was easy to learn because at least he looks distinct from other people. But like Tom Cruise has this everyday face that is just. It took me forever to figure that.
Tom Cruise does not have an everyday face.
Yeah, once I learned his cheesy that he looks like cheese, then it worked, and I could associate him with something.
I just love the fact that I can only remember Ron Perlman because he's got a distinguished face. I was like,
I just have a bad name thingy, name memory, and a bad face memory.
name face
Sorry.
recognition.
I remember when you thought Lawrence Fishburne was Forrest Whitaker.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Who?
was funny.
Oh my god!
What you mean,
That
Idris
was-
Elba? Don't they all look the same?
Oh.
You mean
pretty different.
Samuel L. Jackson?
No, I know Samuel L. Jackson. I know Wesley Snipes. I know Will Smith and God.
It's
Those I
like,
can
it's like when
keep- those I
Jamie.
can keep
It's like
apart.
when it's like when Jamie Foxx says, "I've had it with his motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane." It's like it's unforgettable.
All right, guys.
Dude, I thought it was
Thanks.
Tom Cruise.
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. Have yourself a great evening.
Just remember, we may get rid of Disney Star Wars.
Yes,
There is a chance.
there is
Okay.
hope. A
Well,
new hope.
Have yourself a great evening, folks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.